I'm Alan Kenny, Editorial Director with REIT.com, and we're in New York at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel for REITWeek 2016, NAREIT's Investor Forum. I'm joined by Sherry Rexroad, Chief Investment Officer with BlackRock Global Real Estate Securities. Sherry, are you seeing any kind of maybe let up in market volatility? And also, I guess looking around the globe, where are you seeing maybe some more security or stability?
It's very important to consider the fact that a lot of the volatility is driven by macro and monetary policy, not real estate fundamentals. And so at the beginning of the year and the end of last year, what we saw was huge market volatility driven by uncertainty due to oil prices, worries about Chinese growth, and what the Fed was going to do. We now, I think, have had a relief rally that has brought valuations to a point that I'm again concerned that we're going to have an increase in volatility. I think the decrease in volatility that we've recently seen is mostly because people are taking a let's wait and see, and they're on the sidelines. And with the increase in valuations, we now have a situation not just in real estate, but in equities broadly, that you could see big movements in positions as well as pricing.
And looking at transactions globally, I mean, are you seeing any trends?
Definitely. Last year was really a peak in transaction volumes across the globe. This year, no surprise, we have some moderation, but we're still at a very high level. Important here is that cap rates have been stable. So even though we're seeing less transactions, the pricing is held up, which means demand is still very good. When you look globally, what you see is that in the US, transaction volumes are about 20% less. In Europe, they're about 40% lower. And in Asia, they're also lower, but it's very different across the countries. Australia is actually having a banner year. And Chinese investment is still very strong. They represent about 40% of all transactions globally.
I'm glad you mentioned China because that continues to be a big story in the transaction market. Do you see that activity from Chinese buyers maybe lessening anytime soon?
How can we really predict? Certainly the Chinese investor is a more sophisticated investor, and they're looking for stability outside of their own region. So I think their desire to invest, particularly in US real estate, which is very stable, is there and will increase. How much they'll be able to is anybody's guess. But I do believe that given the situation now, they represent about 10% of US transaction volume. I think that that's here to stay, and you know, it's helping to support our valuations.
Thank you so much for your time, Sherry.
Thanks.
For more from REITweek 2016 and other REIT news and analysis, be sure to visit REIT.com.